Welcome back to a Game of Thrones. Unfortunately, we've obviously had the crashing going on, but I have taken it upon myself to try and fix it as much as possible. So like I said last episode, I've commented out basically, it's a bit of a mess, but bear with me on this one. I've removed all of the pretty much not important parts of Essos this time around. We've kept in, you know, Braavos, Cohor, the Free Cities, Volantis, that sort of area. Because I just thought that would add a nice little bit of variation, obviously that sort of overseas threat as well, without taking away too much. But hopefully it'll add some stability by, I mean, A, removing all these different characters again, run a lot faster, but it might also remove some of the crashing, then be some events that are not compatible with the current version of CK2. On the subject of that, if it keeps crashing, I would love to roll back. The issue is the save game is for the current version of CK2, and if you roll it back, the save game would then be incompatible and we'd be set back like 100 years minimum. So unfortunately, we're just gonna have to press on, but I mean, I'll be able to fix it eventually, don't worry. We'll track down the problem over the next sort of couple of episodes and get that running, but it's not like I can't edit around it or anything. Now, another thing I want to talk about very briefly is in the Discord, in the game modding section, people were talking about maybe doing this for stability, but then also chucking in Yi tiers and off-map power. So I've actually started modding that in. It's very bare bones right now. I've only got it just basically set up like this. The Emperor likes nothing, dislikes nothing, doesn't offer any bonuses yet, but it is set up. It's very bare bones right now. The original thought was going to be a shy, so that you could actually try and get, like, dragon eggs or magic or things like that from the other side of the world. I thought ET made a little more sense, seeing as China's already in the base game, and ET is essentially just George R. R. Martin's version of China anyway. So that one we're going to go for. That way you don't have to reskin the artifacts or change anything like that, but it also gives you access to that base game system that has essentially been removed from the Game of Thrones mod. So I think that makes kind of sense. Plus, ET is so far away that you never, ever talk to it. It really does nothing. You know, ET is kind of a... I'll be honest, kind of a boring place to play in the Game of Thrones world, because they don't really have a huge amount of features that aren't just, you know, base game China with a little bit of Game of Thrones seasoning on top. So last episode in regards to, of course, the mighty House Durrandon, Lord Durran the Dragon there, trying to forge our bloodline still, which hopefully we can crack on with this episode and actually make a bloodline that isn't just, you know, the ones we start with here with Durran and, of course, the blood of the Storm King. We are currently on the process. I think we're getting the event spawn one, right? But we've only got 10 out of 15 of our foreign wars, so we don't really need much more. We could potentially form a bloodline one instead, or the war sort of non-event one. I don't really know how you describe that, but that seems like a much better idea. I think these are... I haven't seen all of these either, and I've seen a lot of the event-driven ones, because these are generally, I would say, harder to get, so I would kind of prefer to get the 15 foreign wars one. We've already started the other one. I don't know whether it's a case of one triggering first, and that's the one we get, or whether we get two choose eventually. Who knows? More importantly, we also grabbed Highgarden, which is pretty fantastic. Obviously, one of the best prompters in the game by a long way there. It's a real shame that when we went to war with the Westlands, we weren't able to keep casting the rock for ourselves. There's no reason we couldn't start revoking. Now, we haven't really got enough, you know, religious authority, moral authority. We haven't got anything along those lines to start revoking titles. We're also very much always teetering on the brink of civil war. Now, I also floated the idea last time of destroying the Kingdom of the Westlands title, because everybody hates us, because we've got, you know, essentially 2 kingdom level titles. If this one is our primary title, everybody will covet the secondary kingdom title. I did say let's destroy it, but of course we did that. There was a fair point raised that we would be below our vassal limit quite significantly. So... Oh, sorry, above our vassal limit. Our vassal limit will be lowered quite significantly. So we can't do that, unfortunately. We're just going to have to take the -40 desires the Kingdom of the Westlands, or the -20 Kingdom of the Westlands on the chin. We're going to have to be very careful with our laws as well. We could start revoking all these titles, maybe inciting them to revolt and deal with them in one big fell swoop. I think before we start work on that, this character has done a lot with his life. He conquered one of the other 7 kingdoms. He conquered the most powerful Reach province, one of the oldest and grandest castles in Westeros. Hatched, what, 2 dragons? This guy's incredible. Speaking of which, we need to rename this goddamn dragon, don't we? And the top result by quite a long way as well, and it does fit with the naming scheme as per usual. We've got Stormfire, of course, the Stormlands, the Storm God, and then Fire has been just the traditional name of the dragon ever since we had, what was it, Heartfire? That's kind of cool. I like that we're keeping this in line here. It's not quite as extravagant as last dragon, but I think this guy has a lot going for him. The personal combat is massive. Not that we need to worry about that too much, but we've got all of our hopes and dreams lying on this guy, so no pressure, Stormfire. You got a lot to live up to. So... what do we do next, then? I mean, obviously the Reach is very much fresh for the picking here. We are still under the Iron Throne, don't forget. When this war is over... Oh, hello. Ah, Lord Lionel's come on the Stormlands. Well, there we go. Something has apparently dropped in our map, straight in our lap here. We've got Lord Lionel Wensington of the House Baratheon, so not even a Durrandon there. We'll wipe him out, don't worry. The Reach is looking fresh for the picking, especially as we've sort of infiltrated it quite significantly. We've got these just random provinces here and there that should be part of the Reaches. Oh, wow, that's the Dawnist Marches. This is actually part of the Stormlands, and I had no idea. So we managed to pick up Black Crown, okay, strange. We've obviously got Highgarden there as well. We've got Hollyhall. We've inherited some stuff from the Westerlands that they grabbed from the Reach. I think we should finish them off and then take, you know, essentially we've got the West, the whole of the west there, and we've got part of the east as well. If we get some sort of alliance with Dawn have backed us in almost every civil war, rebellion, favor that we've gone for to push against the Iron Throne. Because Dawn obviously famously don't really like the Iron Throne. So I think with those guys on side, we've got a very, very powerful country here to ourselves, essentially. Then all we've got to do is worry about the Riverlands and the Vale. Oh no, because the North are never going to back the Iron Throne. A realm of heaven. In order to make Storm's End a center of theological discussion, I must invest some resources to find notable scholars. This is kind of a cool event. I think this definitely suits sort of our playthrough that we're going for here, the ability to reform and obviously become that, whatever it is, the God King worship that they've added. I think that is supposed to be based on, like, the, specifically Yi Ti, Talk of the Devil, because those worship their emperor as the God King, and they all have, you know, fancy names like the Azure Emperor and the Ruby Emperor and garbage like that. So I think that's what that's inspired by, which we want to do as well. I think I could live with being worshipped as a king, huh? I was going to say, why the hell are there Stormlanders against us? Then I remember, oh yeah, we've got this guy to deal with in a second. So Ollie's fielded 13,000 men. Yep, okay, not to worry then. We've got 49,000, and bearing in mind that's not even fully reinforced, and bearing in mind that's with most of our vassals. I'd say probably roughly half our vassals hating us as well. So what do we go for then? We lose 1,500 gold. Oh, shit. Wow. That's going to bankrupt the realm for how long, though? Just off the top of my head, that's a long time. It's like, what, 50 months? Something like that. It's probably even longer than that. I can't do the maths off the top of my head, but that's a lot of goddamn gold, huh? But if I was to a great deal of resource, you will found a bloodline sooner rather than later. Oops. Well, I didn't mean to press that button. Like I said last episode, mouse is a little sensitive, a little more sensitive than I used to hear. Oh, well, you know what? We've got minus 1,227 gold. No pressure. This is going to be his legacy then. Durran Godsgrief, conqueror of the Westerlands, breaker of the rock, and then capturer of Highgarden. Also going to bankrupt the treasury trying to found this goddamn bloodline. This better pay off. This better be a huge, huge, awesome bloodline for the religion. If it gives us, like, a bonus to moral authority, I'll take it. That sounds incredible. Oh, shit, we can take up to 7 consorts. I didn't even know that. Well, obviously we can't because we're under the faith of the 7. Hang on, we can right now, though, surely? Oh, you have to take, like, lovers or prisoners or something like that. Yeah, it says there. So Gods of Storm can take 7 lovers, slaves, concubines, or captives. Or slaves or captives as concubines. Sure. Okay, so the seduction focus becomes a bit more relevant then. We won't worry about that. Give them gold. Oh, yeah, sure. Or vassals with raised levy opinions. What if we don't have any raised levy opinions? Oh, it's these guys. Okay. Give them 200 gold or piss off everybody who already dislike us by -6. Oh, for the love of God. Alright, fine. We can still... Oh, a cute smuggler's ring in Highgarden, you don't say. We can deal with this. Let's deal with this war first. Oh, God. My troops. This is fine. Absolutely not concerned whatsoever. We've got more than enough men. Our morale is probably going to be in the toilet, though, right? That's definitely going to be affected a little bit. Yeah, morale of armies minus 50%. General opinion minus 30. Because we are that much in debt. In fact, I probably shouldn't have taken that debt. Because the general opinion minus 30, by the time it's paid itself off, instead of giving the money to the people that we've got, you know, troops raised from, it might have cancelled itself out over time. Though somewhat dubious provenance, Lady Amaranth of Castle Rock has presented me with evidence that, that someone, blank, is plotting treason against me, of course. So this guy, who is it? Beric Bywater is plotting treason. No, I trust him. I trust this shrewd mystic man with his 19... Surely a man with 19 intrigue wouldn't plot against me. Absolutely not. I'll keep that information to myself. I have a feeling she's lying. Anything to make her an enemy of the realm, huh? So that we can revoke Castle Rock. So if we could have Storm's End, Castle Rock, and Highgarden, I think we'd be almost unstoppable. Well, we wouldn't be obviously almost unstoppable. We'd have a lot of gold, and we'd have 3 of the best provinces in Westeros, inarguably. We'll deal with this war, then we need to deal with the realm. The realm definitely needs to be dealt with as soon as possible. Feasts and rulership focus, and sending out gifts and trying to recoup some of these losses as well. So the powers of the realm subsided. That's going to fix all the border gold that we're having to put up with right now, because honestly, it's a complete eyesore. This is just vile to look at. But luckily, oh, a grandson named Gerald. Twins, okay. Gerald, who is a boring old twin, and then Karina, who is also a boring old twin. Gerald, you're garbage. You, my friend, are going to be called Tide. I mean, I know Tide isn't weather, but it's, you know, the Tide is affected by storms. That's the best I've got with that one. You can be called, just garbage. You're just terrible. Do we even really care about you? Do you even deserve a decent name? Let's see what we've got in the mix already, because I don't want to give you a new original name. Tsunami? You're not a tsunami. You are a drizzle. My God. I've never seen anybody who looks more like a drizzle. Let's go full thrift on you then. Oh, what is this? Master Methiso Quickton has done the unthinkable and drank a glass of wildfire in the hopes of turning himself into a dragon. He is adamant that the wildfire coursing through his veins has given him the power like number 4. The dragons have returned. Is that actually... No, okay. So I've been told, and this might be someone lying to me, just trying to get me to drink a glass of wildfire, because it'll be funny. I've been told in Discord that apparently you can... Oh, what do I care? We don't want to mess around with it right now. Apparently you can drink wildfire and there is a small chance of you turning into an actual dragon. Now, I think they're probably just trying to get me killed. I think they probably just want me to drink this extremely poisonous solution and die horribly. But if there's a chance, I might take it. If the game wants to offer us the ability to drink a glass of wildfire, obviously we have to be like things like alchemist, lunatic, fire obsessed, all those various things. I think you also have to be Valyrian. Because it was, I forget which one, well, one of the many, many Targaryen kings believed that drinking a glass of wildfire would turn them into a dragon. In fact, I think it was Daenerys' father. It wasn't the one that actually drank it, but Daenerys' father also had, I believe, that he had the same sort of thought and that he was going to try and do something like that. I don't really remember. Right, 100% war score. Thank you very much. That was a fantastic war. Thank you for letting me stretch my legs like that, and you are now going to sit in prison forever. Goodbye. Okay. So, dealing with the round then. How the hell are we going to do this? Well, we're 1,300 gold down. Nothing to worry about there. Just a small amount of debt there to worry about. As for the vassal opinion, just a small amount of vassal hatred. Just a very, very minor setback when it comes to vassal opinion here. I'd say roughly, what, 60% of the vassals absolutely hate us and want us to die immediately as soon as possible forever? I think that's a minor concern. We can be a service to our liege once again. I'm sure he's absolutely pleased to hear that. So that's what the Iron Throne actually looks like right now, because of course the Reach got independence. They are not going to last very long. Oh, you know what? In fact, he grabbed them back, didn't he? Lord Paramount Hallbert of the Reach, after we kicked him around a bit, or he kicked him around a bit, then we grabbed Highgarden, or we grabbed Highgarden, and then he kicked... I don't remember what it was. Either way, look at this guy. I've never seen a worse character. This strikes me as somebody who grew up in prison. Huh? Shy, content, zealous, family person, drunkard. Yeah, he grew up in prison, alright. Diplomacy 2, Martial 6, Stewardship 5, Intrigue 5, Learning 5. Goodbye, my friend. You are shit. Another one. Oh, God, Michael Baratheon. I've heard of Michael Baratheon. The rumors on the winds talk of Michael Baratheon. The man with a vacant expression and kind of off-putting mustache straight from the 70s. Okay, we're going to kill you. I think you can die. Thank you. You can join the list of people that want our family dead. Thank you. I mean, the Baratheons technically kind of Durrandons... you know, matrilineally. They don't count. They don't count. We'll ignore that. Alright. We can also make the Kingdom of the Crownlands, which will increase our vassal limit, but it'll also increase our vassal hatred by having yet another kingdom to our name that we're not supposed to have. So I'm not going to do that one too much, although it would be good to become the king of the 3 kingdoms. Treasure Prison Lord Preston of Feastfires. If we can get the realm into a full-blown rebellion, that would be fantastic, huh? There we go. That's what I was after. Thank you. Now, hopefully rebels will join his cause. If they do, we can revoke a whole bunch of shit. And of course we're going to be able to stop this guy. He's got 7,800. We've got 25,000. Downside is he's probably better at commanding troops than me, a human being, because he's got all these fancy traits here and he's also a genius. He's a great character. I think I pointed him out last episode, didn't I? And sort of swooned over him for a bit, because he is pretty fucking incredible. Right, okay, let's take the troops. Let's move these guys down. What's this? Pincer attack. Ready? It's a classic pincer attack tactic. Now, whenever I do these, normally what happens is I say we're going to do a pincer attack. I move half the armies through the enemy camp, through the enemy territories, and they all die immediately. And then we move in the other lot and then struggle and I take out alone. We can't do that this time around because obviously we've got no money. Nobody's going to... Or no sensible person would give us a loan anyway. Did we not already have a loan? Oh, we don't. Did we pay it back? I didn't even remember. Summer Isles ravaged by plague. Are they really, or are you lying to me? There's pox just about everywhere, but no, there are no... That's generally an issue that arises with commenting out places. So, if you play with the Westeros only official submod, that would generally say, like, Karth ravaged by plague all the goddamn time. My lord, I write to you with my constellation in the fact that Septon Edgar enjoys the command of your armies when someone of higher status. Is he any good? You're garbage. But he is a Seaworth, and if there's anyone I trust, it's Lord Roland the Spider of Dragonstone. Yeah, to go with 27 intrigue. Yeah, I know just how to smooth this over. Let's see how smart you really are. Alright. I accept your offer. Line of Wensington. Wait, Wensington are our enemies, aren't they? You can stay down there with the Baratheon man when we get him. Hopefully that will be soon. Hopefully we'll have dealt with this war before that. What's going on here? Lycian Invasion of Tyrosh. This is why I wanted to keep part of the Free Cities in, because it does have that dynamic, because obviously the Iron Throne apparently has somehow vassalized Tyrosh. I think Dawn grabbed it, something like that. So it's kind of fun to keep those in, because it does give you a little back and forth. Westeros in this mod kind of feels a little bit isolated, you know? If you're all just playing inside the Seven Kingdoms, there's still a lot to do, but it does feel nice knowing there's a whole other world going on over there. That's why I didn't want to remove everything, even though it probably would have made the game not run like a piece of shit. Anyway, let's head over here. Oh, there's my pincer attack right there. This is what I was talking about. Classic pincer maneuver where you send about a tenth of your army and then 21,000 on the other side. That's a great... It's not quite the right sort of pincer, is it? Lord Balon stand down. What do I care? What do I care about Lord Balon? Ibn, ravaged by the plague. Poor Ibn. Your bannermen have captured by Lord Oris of Wholesomeness. That doesn't sound very wholesome at all. The name's deceiving. It's like an ironic name. My lord, it's come to my attention that there is no High Regent. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate that, because we're going to say no to you. Right, let's see if we can keep people on side. So who dislikes us the most? So we're going to give... Who dislikes us the most, I should say, who is also someone we can try and appease a little bit. That's anybody who, like this guy, we'll give him the title and we'll give him a seat on the council. Suddenly he's up to -2 rather than the -50. What is that, like a... Is that like a Wendigo? That's a strange flag. Right. This should be very, very easy, I think. I'm not too concerned about this war, even though they do have a fair amount of troops. Okay, yeah, placate the envoy, same as usual. Sothorios ravaged by plague. You gotta remember we don't have the dragon. I need to get that into the back of my head that the dragon right now is garbage. Ronald gains humble. Speaking of which, what's he like right now? What's our son like? He hasn't had anything else change, anything happen to him? Absolutely not. Still just a great character that I can't wait to play as, because he's actually pretty much just better than our current character in every way. He's a direct upgrade, like I've said many, many times. When he gets the artifacts, and hopefully this bloodline, seeing as I've bankrupted almost 3 kingdoms to do that, I kind of hope that that bloodline ends up being pretty decent. Like, oh, wow. There we go. You've got some de jure territory incorporated into the Stormlands. That's great. So even if we lose everything, now there's a chance we can claw it all back. Okay. Have you ever heard of merging armies? Oh, God. Apparently not. We should be fine, though. We should be fine. We outnumber them, like, by 10,000 men. We've got no problem there. Carth ravaged by plague, right on cue. Who are we abducting? Oh, Michael. Yeah, of course. So, who's this guy? 70% chance it's a success. Please don't get dishonorable, because that's the last thing we need right now. Oh, God. Why did I do that? We succeeded with 17%. 44% that it's discovered by Lord Paramount Hobart of the Reach. Who cares about what... Oh, no, they found out about our plot to kill a guy who's trying to unlawfully seize my titles. What a real loss that would be, huh? Where did they get those 2,000 men from? Oh, I bet they retreated from this battle, didn't they? Yeah, go and reinforce if you can. Quick, quick, quick. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. All right, you guys head over to Peckledon, and we'll go and kick them right in there, Peckledons. My lord, you make a good point. This guy does not deserve to be commander. He's got 5 marshal. You and my friend have 23. Absolutely. My lord, you make a fine point. It's a fine day with you around. We should really be swaying a lot of people as well. Am I not swaying anybody right now? Let's take a look. Oh no, we're swaying Jeffrey Ashford of the Iron Throne. Feel like that ship's already sailed. It's -100, -100. Traitor, demand, raiding, redress, did not stand down, fabricate clubs on my lands. Oh my god, yeah, no, that's already gone. Let's try and bring some of our vassals on board. So I'm going to check the realm tree here, see who dislikes us. We want Durran, that's us. What the, seriously, even with all of this? 31,000 men, the North have 37,000 men, the Vale have 38,000 men. So when we're fully reinforced, we're good, and when our vassals like us a bit more, we're good. So most powerful is Tytos, Lancel, so all the people who hate us are our most powerful ones. Of course, that would be the case. We can't bring you on side, but she's going to dice him. We could start swaying this dude. If we send him like a gift now, if we could send him a gift now, or start swaying him now, when she dies, he takes control, and then he'll like us. Fingers crossed, because obviously she's the one that we unlanded, so she's never going to like us, no matter what. Placate the envoy with smooth words, plus keeping our strongest vassal on side seems like a pretty decent plan to me. Your jailers seek an audience. They're covered in blood. When you have them with the captive Lord Simon Chelsted in chains, they see a band of armed men secretly broke into the cells, trying to set him free. All but one were slain by guards, and the last one revealed under question they were sent by Rosamund Hill. Oh. Question the prisoner closely. Make him wish something, 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 something. But I can see from that he either gets wounded, blinded, eunuch, mangled, or severely injured. That sounds fun. I don't know what happened, but it sounds fun. Hopefully it wasn't some horrible war crime we just committed. I mean, that is a war crime. If you take innocent prisoners or prisoners of war and then torture the shit out of them and mangle them, it's generally considered a war crime, huh? 100% war score. Thank you very much. That is now all mine. Thank you. Sorry. Realm authority is high enough for the Kingdom of the Stormlands. What? We do have high enough realm authority. I thought we had, like, medium crown authority. Hang on. Excuse me? Oh, wait. It's the Iron Throne. Oh my god, we lowered it to minimum, didn't we? So how could we revoke this? Well, going to war with the Reach would do it, because that would put us, or going to war with anybody would do it, because that would splinter us away from the Iron Throne temporarily, well, obviously what we do with the wars, then we'll go back under them. What about this guy? We've got Lord Paramount Kermit the Gallant. Hello there. We want to probably take this guy out and try and grab his stuff. This guy's the weakest of the High Lords and would also be a valid candidate enough to obviously get us that independence so that we would be able to revoke towers. It's a weird system, I know. It's kind of annoying that obviously we do have those laws passed in our own kingdom, but because we're governed by the Iron Throne, maybe we should just try and get independence, huh? 96,000 men, we have 15,000 men. We need to reinforce for a little bit, and we obviously need to get a lot more vassals on our side. I feel like having a dragon too probably wouldn't hurt, huh? Stormfire is 1 marshal, even though he's 6 years... Oh, God, this dragon's garbage. This dragon's seriously bad. We've got to wait another 4 years minimum, and that's our best case scenario with this thing. You know what, actually we can't go to war, can we? Because I've got no freaking money left. I think we'll stick with the business folks. I know I said we'd go for rulership for a bit, try and pave over some of the issues within the realm. I think we need business, because the biggest concern we've got is obviously this going on, or the huge debt. Can we, if we help you with them, with ordering these guys to stand down, will that help? Who is this guy? Harith Seal Skinner? Skinner, where is this man? Great call. I don't know who you are, but that's fine. Oh, it's a Wildling Revolt, is it? Yeah, Whitetree Wildling Revolt. I don't know what the hell's going on there. We'll ignore that. I'm not too bothered about that, and she's not going to like us either way. Order him to stand down. He's going to say no, yeah. I mean, I thought we might as well give it a go, because why do we care about upsetting a Wildling? We could at least maybe try and get a few points of favor with our strongest vassal there. What's she like now? Did she even give a shit about that? Like, defended me, or nothing? Absolutely nothing there. Okay. Talk strategy. Yeah, let's try and get this guy on board. What's he into? Nothing. You're a garbage man. My military exploits is, so this will work with our diplomacy. This will work with our marshal. I think our marshal's the highest one, isn't it? Yeah, let's go for that. The hopes that even though he's not into that, that our own skills might win him over. Alright. How could he not be impressed? He was not impressed. I'm having dinner and plenty of drinks with Nissa tonight. It's lovely, yet why I'm most charmed by is Nissa herself. Why else would I not immediately stop our conversation, which has almost begun to touch upon the almost heretical ideas? This is the Wizards Guild, isn't it? It's the Wizards Guild trying to bring us on board. The magical Wizards Guild in a world where there's no magic right now. Yeah. I don't want to learn your parlor tricks, Nissa. Nathu Nissa. I'm not interested. We do not speak of this because there's no fucking magic in the world. We've already done this before. We've done the song and dance. There's nothing out of it. Right. We could, however, I didn't realize this. We could join the Citadel, or we could join the Alchemist Guild. I mean, Alchemist Guild gives us an out in terms of money, huh? Although we've got to build... No, we've already built the Alchemist Guild. We've done it before. Sure. Let's get in this one. Try and get the Secrets of Wildfire. Maybe a little bit of cash out of it. Cancel off this national debt. This is nuts. We better get this goddamn bloodline. Where does he want to go? Oh, he wants to enlist in the Sellsword Company. Okay, as long as he doesn't disinherit him. Go forth and make me proud. There's a chance he can increase his... oh, thank you. There's a chance he can increase his... martial abilities, his combat abilities, get some good traits out of it, combat like brawny, things like that, sure. House Durrandon, do us proud. Please don't die, and please don't be disinherited. It looks like he's not. Durran Godsgrief, I've decided to bestow upon you the title of the Warden of the West, says the man who despises us more than hates us. You are hereby charged with the defense of the West in the event of any foreign threat. The biggest threat to the rest, my friend, has been me so far. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Well, there's that, I guess. Ever since the pursuit of wealth has began, you've started to keep a close eye on both your income and your expenses. Yeah, it fucking looks like it. Nice one. You kept a very close eye on it. You kept a close eye on it going down, disappearing from the treasury. You can't quite place your finger on why, though. We're now an inspiring trader. Cool. I feel like that ship, again, has very much sailed already. Bodyguards. So that's not a bad idea. This guy actually likes us. He's a barely okay fighter. What's his personal combat? Because that seems like the one stat that we need to know. We actually can't see there. I should have just hovered over his little sword icon, right? Your little sword is not impressing me, Byron. I feel like the second we find a man with the bigger sword, he's getting hired instead. Hi, Admiral. Jesus, this is a sad sight. I mean, this guy's the most likely to like us. He's already Storm God, though. Oh, fine. Ronnet, whatever. Ronnet Bigley, welcome aboard. Who else should we go for? Desmond, Lord of the Gold Road, hates us. He's our rival. Hang on, was he not the guy in our prison? How did you get out? Desmond? Who let you go? Wounded. Oh, was this going to be tortured? Hang on. Rival? Fired from the council, defeated me short range, desires the kingdom of the Westlands. Get out with that nonsense. Cruise crown authority minus 15. We haven't got any crown authority. That's not my problem, my friend. There's literally no crown authority going on right here. That's a bit bullshit that we're still having to suffer for that consequence when it's nothing to do with us anymore. Boris Strandon arrived in our court. He's came back. Well, why? Oh, because his wife died. Oh, his wife died while he was away. Why did she die? Poor health. Oh, she just straight up died of poor health. So what that means is basically the game pruned her as a character. The game decided she's useless, let's kill her off. I guess because he was in a separate, like he's an unlanded courtier in a separate, I don't know what the, oh, come on. Alright, fine. She's also pregnant, which is fairly annoying. Let's find you a new wife. Let's find out he's also depressed. Obviously, that was the one he brought home with him, and that should count as the lover and all that garbage. Oh, he's widowed. He's widowed. We can't order him to remarry. Seaworth. What do I care? Sorry. If you, maybe you converted religion, I might be up for that one. Oh god, we do have a debt. Change dishonor by 10. Do I take 10 dishonor in exchange for not having to pay off another however much gold? We lose 40 prestige though. I'd rather lose the prestige. Oh shit! Or he owes us we owe him a favor. It's House Bolling, who are descendants. These are ones of Durrandon, aren't they? Directly of House Durrandon. Our distant kin. I accept you writing off your debt in exchange for a favor. If you use it to upset the round, though, I'm going to burn you at the stake. You, I mean, he is a traitor to our religion and our bloodline. To be honest with you, sympathy for the Drowned God. What are you talking about, you strange man? The Drowned God is obviously the enemy of the Storm God. If anything, this guy was probably the worst person to give a favor to. The guards drag Leo up from your cell and throw him at your feet. I've come for justice, says by right of birth or blood advanced trial by combat. He's got 40 personal combat. Who's his warrior? I assume himself. I'll handle this, of course. I will poison my Kraken fire. This option is available due to your high intrigue skill. We're going to hit him with a poison mace. Good God. If that's not bad enough that it's a Valyrian steel mace, which I think would be fucking horrifying to go up against, he's going to also... Fine, that sounds awesome. The duel proceeds with what seems like in slow motion to you. Your mind working adeptly to anticipate Leo's movements. After a death parry, you spot an opportunity for yourself to strike. Now the poison will do its work. You successfully poison Leo. Leo tries to fight back, but I force my way through and move savagely to break several bones in his hand. Finally, I throw my Kraken fire into his stomach. The man falls, his guts spilling out on the ground. He does not rise again. If you ain't a man strong enough in his stomach with a mace to make his guts fall out, you've got some... That's put some serious force, but I don't think we needed the poison. That's what I'm saying. He's clearly got the strength of a god. Leo crumples to the ground, lifeless. The deed is done, Valamogorlis, which is obviously famously what they say in the Stormlands. He was slain by your hand. Great, how many times do you want to let me know that I killed this man? Okay, this is good. A Ram of Heaven, since I have started recruiting scholars and expanding the religious significance of my court, there have been growing concerns for the more conservative elements of the Ram's clergy about the possibility that my research might undermine pre-existing religious practices. Oh, God. Gods of the Storm moral authority minus 10% for 100 years. Are you shitting me? That's absurd. Oh, what? We spend money? Oh, shit. Wow. It will let us found the bloodline sooner. Do we destroy our religion so that we can rebuild it bigger? Rebuild it in our image? I think I've got to do it. We discredit the previous scholars, the previous believers in the Storm God, and we tell them the truth, that we are the Storm God, reborn. I mean, you can't argue with it. She's right there, the daughter of the Storm, the true Storm God. I mean, she was like the Queen of the Waves or something. She's probably like Queen of Puddles, knowing our luck. Lionel Wensington, for crimes against the realm, you die. Oh, can we even do that? Or will that be... Oh, it's tyranny. Oh, what do you mean we have to bring him for trial? He literally turned up with an army of 15,000 men. For the love of God. Okay, well, why don't we just castrate him then? Will that count as... That does not count as tyranny. But he can't hold landed titles, and he can't have any more filthy offshoots. Fine, done. Offshoots of, obviously, our dynasty, not offshoots of himself, although that would kind of work as well. Who else we got? Princess Helena of the Iron Throne, castrator. What do you mean I can't castrate her? Who else we got? Preston, Lord of Feast Fires, we won't worry about you. Just a man called Tytos. If we can ransom any of these guys out, I'm more than happy to do it. 0.5 gold, I'll take it. The round thanks you. She is somebody, prisoner in... Who cares? 1.2 gold. The round thanks you. That is a great contribution. We could send him to the wall. Absolutely not. I did this for the gold. Please dig in, my lord. Speaking of which, actually, can we imprison anyone and ransom them out? Seems like a great idea. Oh, now it's winter. Summer is nearly at an end, and so autumn and the harvest is upon us. The feasting shall celebrate this time with food from throughout the Stormlands, including boar, gooseberries, salmon, and lobster. Brought to Storm's End. Great. Shit. The chance of us getting a harsh or normal winter 3 times more likely, and obviously if we get a harsh or whatever winter, lowers our garrison, I believe, in our levy size. Makes it 4 times less likely. God damn it. Just as we've done it. Oh my god, that was it. Are you shitting me? A beacon of virtue and wisdom, Lord Paramount Durran has acquired immortal fame by dedicating years to a much deeper understanding of the words of the Storm God and the truths hidden within the text. Are you joking? Given the following effects, monthly piety 0.1, Temple of Vassal opinion +4. Is this some sort of sick joke? That cost me how much gold? And I sacrificed how much for this shit? I've never been more annoyed. So I had a look at what that bloodline is supposed to be. In the base game, it's the bloodline that we had for any of you who've seen it during the Carling playthrough. I think it was Brother Labaguette got it or something. It's the bloodline that gives you the extra philosophers. Those philosophers are super, super powerful, like really, really OP. We can't get them, because in Game of Thrones, guess what? You don't have random philosophers that turn up at your court and teach you ways of the world and have high learning and stuff, because apparently that's too overpowered. So instead you just get Temple of Vassal Opinion +3. Not saying I'm salty, but I am saying I've given us another +8 Stormlander opinion for a man who's completely rewritten the Stormlander history and books, a member of House Durrandon. That's still not enough, okay? For losing minus 10% moral authority for 100 years, for costing us 1,500 gold, and whatever else the fuck we had to invest into this goddamn thing in the first place. Missing out on every other bloodline, more importantly, is the biggest slap in the face here. For +8 Vassal, for +8 Stormlander opinion, I'm taking that. I was tempted to give me +20 Stormlander opinion. Even that probably wouldn't be enough, but hey, you know what? Who said I'm not fair and balanced? I just feel like you can't get the philosophers in the Game of Thrones mod, so I wanted something more to show for it. Otherwise, that just feels like we've just been fucked, basically, by me not knowing the complete ins and outs of how much of the Game of Thrones world affects bloodlines. But hey, there we go. Alright, he's clearly not guilty, but he is, though, because otherwise we... Ooh. So, wow, that's big. This is big because one of you told me in the comment section yesterday that if we grab Dragonstone, Dragonstone gives you a higher chance to get stronger, bigger, better, faster, stronger, better dragons. So what we need to do is go to war, which obviously can't do because we got minus 875 gold thanks to that incredible bloodline that we've just forged. When we get out of debt, declare war on anybody, so we split away from the Iron Throne. Then our own realm authority is at medium, which means we can start revoking titles. At which point, we're going to revoke titles from Dragonstone. We're going to try and get Dragonstone for ourselves. I don't know if you have to make it our capital. If we have to make it our capital, that would suck, but it might be worth it to get the big old powerful dragons. Any province with a volcano, I believe it is, that dragons grow quicker in, but obviously Dragonstone is perfect for that, hence the name. So we're going to basically aim to do that and really build up this dragon. We'll have to lock in the dragon pit relatively soon, though, because we are 53. We're a lunatic, which I don't think is a health... No, it's not a health malice in this one. We do have to bear in mind that Boris is going to take over soon, and when he does, we need to be ready for him to tame the dragon. You know what? I'll leave it up to you guys in the comment section. If you've got any suggestions for what that bloodline should do, feel free to go crazy with this one. I'm sure I can mod it, and I've got the ability to do so. So if you've got anything that you think that bloodline should represent, instead of +3 Temple Vassal Opinion for 1,500 gold and minus 10% moral authority for 100 years, let me know. Try and keep it thematic, and I'll pick any that I think are fair and balanced. Obviously, I don't want anything super OP. Oh, it gives you 100 martial. No, I'm not going to pick that. But if it's fair and balanced and makes sense and fits into the lore quite well, I'll probably aim for things like that. If you've got any suggestions, feel free to let me know. I can do pretty much anything. The bloodlines are fairly open with what you can do, so feel free to trot some ideas over at me in that regard. Not sure what I'm going to do about ET yet. I'm not sure if I'm going to implement it for this series or whether this is just something I'll work on for the future, but it clearly works. I just need to actually, you know, make it so they can offer you some shit. So, worry about that later on. Thank you all for watching. Let's give a shout out to the insane top tier level patrons out there. This series would not occur in the first place. A big thank you to Alpha Scuff, Asuni Koto, Atmosis, Average Gamer 419, Baniel, Blurry Bunny, Sidini, Conspired Seed, Crazy Pat, Crosis, Danny Good, Donald, Eric B, Escape, Facundo Vasquez, Fungus King, Gogolus, Harik, Heydog, Jimbo, Josh Lindeen, Tesla, Justin Wallace, Caden Carter, Michael Willen, Muskratful, Nathan Flores, Necrophilip, Palvis Presley, Surfall the Swede, Sorogon, Toby Cruz, Tom Terry 18, Tyler Kendall, and Vacuous Bacchus. Thank you all for your support. And Zezzy7011, how did I miss you off? I apologise. Thank you for your support at the Insane Tier Levels on Patreon. Thank you for keeping this channel going in the first place. Hopefully you guys are still enjoying a bit of Game of Thrones here, which I'm trying to spice up a little bit. You know, I'm trying to put some more things in there, so for those of you who are starting to peter off with the series, hopefully it'll reel you all back in. And, of course, a shout-out to Asaro, Adam Person, Akari, Andrew Wilson, Arachnid44, Betimus Max, Sidini, Chris, David Van Diepen, Don, Duncanny217, Fraser Brennan, Gabriel Faulkner, Gabriel Van Ders, Gaz, GDWK Run, Genji Zerka, Gray, Haji Damar, Hancock, Harry McGowan, Icy the Great, Israel, Jay Lara, James Barnes, Joran DeVries, John Holiday, Jordan Campbell, Joseph Beard, Justin Plock, Justin Walters, Lemon Stark, Llewellyn Thomas, Matthew, Nathan Flores, Nathaniel Lindberg, Nick, Noah Gallimore, Nixie, Pantamu, Pantherpearl, Smirtworm, The Insane Pickle, Venom Meow, Will Wade, Wolfie, and CK2, thank you all for your support.